Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are fine. Today we are going to cover the lecture, basically complete the lecture which we started in the previous class related to water logging and salinity. Here there are some pictures which are showing you water logging and salinity affected soils. This is a waterlogged area. This is again a waterlogged area, which is being converted into saline soils or salinity affected soils. The reason for this we have discussed in the previous class also. That is the dry climate area, climatic regions where the temperature is quite high and the moisture content in the atmosphere is quite low. In those regions, what happens? The excessive amount of evaporation leads to increase in evaporation, and obviously that will lead to the increase in salt content, the deposition of the salt content on the topsoil. Okay, so this is how a waterlogged soil can be dangerous, and it could lead to saline soils or salinity affected regions. Causes of waterlogging we have discussed or shortly in the previous class. Right now, one by one, we will be discussing the causes of waterlogging. Seepage of water from canal system is the main cause of what waterlogging. Uh, the main cause of waterlogging in Pakistan is seepage of water from the network of canal system. Approximately 40 to 50% of water is lost from main canals, seeps through the water, through the soil, and rises ultimately the ground water. Sometimes it happens that the water table rising up to the root system, into the root zones of the area, or sometimes it reaches to the surface of the soil. Okay, when it is near the ground level, obviously this could be the reason for saline soil or salinization, and sometimes it happens or it leads to the surface of the soil, comes on the surface of the soil. So then it could be the reason for water logging or waterlogged soils. Then next, poor surface runoff and slow drainage is the second main reason of waterlogging in Pakistan. The soil surface of Pakistan is flat. Obviously, when there is no tilt, when there is no angle, and when there is more flat area, so that could be the reason for would be the place for standing water. So the surface runoff is poor, and hence slow drainage is the main reason for water logging phenomena. Result in accumulation of water on soil surface and move to the water table under the influence of gravity. When the water table has risen, causes water logging. Then the third reason is interruption of surface runoff. Interruption means sometimes it happens that we construct some irrigation channel, irrigation networks, or housing colonies in the path of natural drains. When this would happen, ultimately that will be the interruption in the surface runoff channel, and will result in the accumulation of water in rainy season, contributes to water logging through seepage. Fourth reason is, fourth cause is rainfall. You all know that thing, after heavy rainfall, when the water percolates and when there is no capacity of water to be absorbed by the soil, obviously this would be standing on the surface of the earth or on the soil or on the land, and ultimately that would lead to waterlogging in that region. And then the flooding, obviously flood water spreads on the surface of the soil in plains. Due to inappropriate drainage system, this water percolates in soil and raise water table and cause waterlogging. Sixth cause is poor water management. This is very important when we talk about the farming system. Sometimes what happens that the farmer, normally it happens that the farmers are quite poor and they want to make money. So sometimes farmer use their land unscientifically and unsustainably. Okay, so for example, they do excessive irrigation, they use too much amount of water. Using too much amount of water leads to water logging, and lack of inadequate drainage system is also the second reason. When they are unable, the farmers are unable to make drainage system proper drainage system, ultimately that will be there, the water will be there and will be the reason for waterlogging. Railway lines and the roads are constructed in the way in the main channel, or in the, you can say that, the roads in floodplains, when they you build them, and that will be the interruption, the passage of surface runoff water, and water will be collected in rainy season in the form of ponds, percolates to soil, resulting waterlogging. Effects of waterlogging on plant growth. Obviously, you all know that the soil contains pores in it, and these pores are to be filled in by water, and they needs to be filled in by air. Okay, so when more amount of water is there, more logging is there on, so it will adversely affect the plant growth. And number one effect would be, first of all, the air in the soil core is replaced by water, leading to oxygen deficiency and hence reduce the plant growth. The second, in waterlogged soil, transport of gases is reduced, disturbing the normal growth of the plant. And limited exchange of gases increase amount of carbon dioxide, which affect transpiration and water absorption capacity. In absence of oxygen, microbes, obviously when there is no, when there are more microbes, and when there is more water, more microbes will be produced, and these microbes produce toxin substances such as methane, and then that would be affected adversely, negatively on the growth of the plant. In waterlogged soil, major form of nitrogen is ammonia, which is toxic to crops. Okay, so under waterlogging condition, the concentration of certain ions, certain minerals would increase. For example, phosphorus, iron, manganese, silicon increases in its concentration, and zinc, which is very much important to produce chlorophyll and other things in the, which is very much important to convert the some form of sugar, some form of starch into sugar. That if that zinc is reduced in the soil, obviously that would be adversely affecting the growth of the plant. The increase in ferrous ion concentration is toxic to many crops again. Reclamation of waterlogged soil. How can we reclaim that land which is affected by waterlogging, or which will be affected uh, by too much amount of water uh, present on the land? So there are several techniques which we do, which we adopt to reclaim our land affected by waterlogging. That would contain, number one, seepage interceptor drains. Seepage interceptor